If your mum's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone. Oh, I love it. Yes, I just come out of the Predator screening. Should we review it then? Okay, so didn't know too much about the movie going into it, except the obvious: Predator crashes on Earth, Predator kills humans, Predator rips the shit out of guts and all that kind of crap, which is what makes Predator Predator. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the whole storyline of the Predator. Basically, Predator's in ship, bit of an intergalactic fight, Predator ship lands on Earth, crashes in the jungle, that kind of shit. Humans are involved, the usual, what you would expect with a Predator movie. What I liked about the Predator, obviously being directed by Shane Black, who was in the original, the set pieces. For starters, there's this big old laboratory where they've captured one of the predators and he's all chained up, chained down, and they're kind of like analysing him and all that kind of shit. And in the walls behind the glass, there's like all the trophies, you know, like a helmet, the gun, that kind of thing. Like, this is our job. We are studying this alien creature to find out what makes it tick. Yes, so other than the laboratory scenes, we get like a little hometown, a nice little Halloween setting. I love a film when they set it with a bit of Halloween backstory. Pretty much the same way they did with E.T. Do you remember when Elliot went out with E.T. walking down the road? That kind of thing, and the whole... yeah. There was lots of violence from the Predator. Arms, limbs, spines, intestines, heads. They all get removed at one point. Which is what we love. You sadistic bastard. But yes, that's what makes a Predator film good. And that's the one thing that I was hoping going into this movie, that they weren't going to water it down, you know, to a 12A or some shit like that, like they're doing with Venom, which is now a 12A in the UK and a PG-13 in the US. No. Yeah, some nice jungle battle scenes with some soldiers being strung up. Great music, fantastic music, which is a complete throwback to 1987, to the original Predator. The original Predator score is there. It's like if you could close your eyes, you would actually think that you were actually watching Predator with Arnie, because the music is that similar to the original, which is good because we like those little inclusive memories, that type of thing. Yes, so how does the cast fare? Well, we got all sorts of people. We got all sorts from all different walks of life. We got the military, who are looking after this laboratory location. We've got all the lab technicians. One of them is Jake Busey, who unfortunately didn't have a very big role. It's been a long time since I've seen Jake Busey in a good film. Probably the most memorable is probably Starship Troopers. We've got Olivia Munn, looking as hot as usual, and she plays kind of like a biometric doctor, that type of thing, who wants to study the Predator and find out what makes it tick. So we've got the main guy, who I can't remember his bloody name, and I've just come out of the film, but he plays like this ex-military guy, you know, he's got all these silver stars and all that. He was in battles like, you know, Afghanistan, all that type of stuff. Sterling K. Brown. If you don't know who he is, he was in Black Panther. Do you remember when the scenes they had in the tower block at the beginning, like the flashback scenes? And he was in, or he is in, This Is Us, which is a fantastic American series. If you haven't seen that, watch that. You've got Yvonne Straczynski, I can't pronounce her last name, but she was the girlfriend of Chuck in the TV series Chuck. Still looking as hot as she does now than she did back then, and she plays the estranged wife of the main character, and also the mum of the little boy, which is the main focus, one of the main focuses of the film, because he's kind of got this little nervous twitch, and he's kind of like, he's special, so he can see things. He can actually look at puzzles, see where things are. He rearranges like 3 chessboards after all the pieces have been knocked about. And he kind of like looks like he's understanding the predator language. And he was actually pretty good. You know, sometimes you can get a kid that's annoying in a film, but he wasn't annoying at all. He was pretty good. Plus, he got to swear a little bit as well, so that's always good. And then you've got the merry band of misfits. Kind of like the Goonies, as they would be if they grew up. You know, you've got, there's one with Tourette's, which is played brilliantly by Thomas Jane, who comes out with some classic one-liners. You've got a long-haired, hippie, religious, Jesus-loving bloke, a straight-talking African-American who kind of reminds me away of Carl Weathers from Predator, mixed with a bit of Mike Tyson. Yes, so, and he was pretty good as well. You also have a couple of others as well, which they are funny. They do come out with some funny stuff. As far as the humour's concerned, the humour is a little bit more than what maybe a lot of people were expecting. It's kind of like a Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy type humour, especially from this band of misfits that are on a bus at the beginning of the movie. And to me, it never comes across as kind of forced. Everything, you know, the humour kind of is supposed to be there. It doesn't feel like they've just thrown this joke in, well, let's see how it goes. It kind of like, it does feel right, you know, that joke being there. We get to see some lovely set pieces on board the actual Predator ship, plus some gadgets and all that kind of stuff. And a brilliant, very unusual scene that we've never seen before, revolving around the Predator's cloaking on the ship. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's very clever what they've done with it. Plus, we also get to see the Predator dogs. Now, I completely forgot that they had Predator dogs in Predators. I think these are a little bit more advanced, a little bit more, you know, design-wise. They're never too vicious, though. They're never too vicious. I think they're kind of their tongue-in-cheek kind of, especially with one of them, because it never really becomes too vicious a predator dog as you would expect. So all in all, a very enjoyable, I think it was about 2 hours, and it never seemed to dawdle. There was never that awkward moment in the middle where it's like 20 to 25 minutes of just nothing, just talking. It moved from one scene to the next, perfectly paced, never had any problem with it. And it kind of like felt, oh, I want more. It did end a little bit abruptly at the end, but I was thinking there might be another twist on the end, because there was a bit of a twist with one of the escape pods that the Predator ship left behind on Earth, but I was thinking there was going to be like one of those Easter eggs. Do you remember in the end of, was it Alien v Predator? Yeah, I think it was the Alien v Predator, when they showed the Predator laying down on board the ship and the chest burster came out, the alien chest burster came out. I think it was Alien v Predator, or it could have been Predators, I'm not sure. But I was kind of expecting a final one of those, that type of thing. But no, didn't get that, but no problem. I didn't stay right to the end of the credits, so I don't know if there was anything after the credits. But all in all, 2 hours, thoroughly enjoyed it, entertained, I think one of the most entertaining movies of the year. Will certainly be probably in my top 10. But yeah, I had a great time for 2 hours. I can't wait to see it again. I saw it in 2D, so it's a shame I couldn't see it in 3D, but there was no 3D showings. Yes, the cinemas used to be washed with 3D showings, and now we get like one a day. So there was 2 yesterday actually, or Wednesday, but I couldn't go because I was working. Work gets in the way of all our movie stuff, doesn't it? So anyway, yes, thoroughly enjoyed it. How would I rate it? I'm going to actually rate it. If I rate it out of 5, I'm actually going to give it 4.5 big Paulies. Yeah, 4.5, because thoroughly enjoyed myself, had a hell of a time, was laughing, curling up at some of the one-liners, almost pissing myself on some of them. But yeah, I love that type of humour in movies, so it really worked for me. For me personally, it might not work for everybody, but yes. So yes, brilliant. Love the movie. 4.5 big Paulies. So I hope you enjoyed my little spoiler-free review of The Predator. If you're going to go and see it, or if you've seen it, stick down in the comments what you thought. If you were disappointed, if you were, really happy with it, I'd like to know. Give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye everyone.